So, you guys have seen the episode where we put the adapter and this on there. I took this back off and went through and checked a few other things. I put the dust plate back on. And if you watch any of our YouTube shorts, you'll see it turns over. Today, we're going to take things to the next step. And it might have something to do with a big metal stick. It's not light. That, I don't know if you guys can see that. Hold on a second.
That right there is probably the reason why your wife's going to complain and you have to go to the chiropractor.
Maybe. That is the pressure plate for this truck. Now, get the camera set back here where it goes. There is a reason that I'm using this pressure plate. And there's a reason why I went through all the trouble of this, and a reason why I'm using a bigger transmission. And a lot of people's gonna tell me the transmission I got's junk. I've already heard it a million times. Don't care. The reason I'm doing this is because when I got this engine, the engine was free. And I'm dropping stuff. The engine was free. Now I put a bunch of money in some performance parts in it, but for the most part, I don't have but maybe $3 grand in the motor. That's about it from start to finish. And I didn't have a transmission at all. And I looked around and I was looking at Borg-Warners, so the 4-speed, and I was looking at ZF5s that came out of the later Ford pickup trucks. And then the ZF5 after that, which I forget what the casing stamp is on it, but it's rated for a little heavier duty. And then I seen people doing ZF6 conversions. And I'm like, okay, well that's cool. And I was looking at the cost of those transmissions. And then with this earlier ZF5s and stuff, people were like, well, you got to buy this twin disc clutch whatever to get it to hold after you turbocharge it and all that good stuff. And I'm like, I'm going to end up with a couple grand in a transmission setup. Now, if I'm going to do that, I might as well get creative. So I got everything I needed delivered to the garage. I got this flywheel, this adapter housing, the starter. I got the old pressure plate, the old clutch, which I still got the old clutch. It's right here. It's been sitting outside some. It's a little rusty. But and I got the transmission and everything shipped to the garage. Total package $1,500. So, and then I had to go have this balanced, and that cost me about $350, something like that.
Yeah.
And then I got about $375 and a new clutch and pressure plate. So I'm setting about $2,200. But keep in mind, this is a dump truck transmission, and I'm putting in what is going to be like a 1.25 ton truck. I'm never going to put this transmission through what the dump truck or whatever truck before it would have put it through. So what we're going to do is today we're going to install this the best I know how, and I've never put one of these on before. This is a pull type pressure plate, and I made this as my clutch centering tool because it's just some junk I had sitting around the welding bench, and we're going to see how it works. So let me get set up here. So big difference you'll notice is that this is the new clutch and this is the old clutch. The new clutch is a 4-puck instead of a 3.
That's right, folks. We found a puck to give to this motor.
Anyways, I went to go buy the clutch, and they said this is the updated model for that setup, which, if you know anything about puck clutches, the more pucks they have, the more they act like a regular clutch, and they're a little smoother. So, because all your clamping force was on 3 pads, and now it's on 4. And for my setup, for what this clutch would hold, I'm not worried about it. And so I made this, which is probably not great, and it could have stood to be a little longer that direction, I think. But, so we're going to take this and then put it on here, like so. And then this is my clutch centering tool. And so I'm going to have Kagan hold this right here. And I'm going to try and pass the pressure plate on there and see how that goes. Before I do that, let me get one of these bolts ready, because that'll be a big deal.
By the way, guys, we're in the unheated part of the garage, and it's a little cold.
It's a little chilly today. Kagan was over there working in the warm part complaining about me being a sissy, and now he's over here and now he's cold. So
I didn't say it was cold. Just said it's
geez,
cold.
Pete, look at that. That is a pressure plate. Son of a gun. Okay, get your other hand to get hold of that. I'm gonna let down on this some, so you're gonna have weight on you. Phew, goodness. All right, guys, I've never put one of these pressure plates on before. So this is all foreign to me. We're about to see how this goes.
Or doesn't go.
Or doesn't go, yeah. All right, hold on. Now, it shouldn't really go anywhere now, but, so now this right here, like I said, the guy sent me everything. And this is the bolts for the pressure plate. Now, these are the old used bolts that came out of the original pressure plate. I am putting these on for now, but I am going to not torque these down, because later on, I am going to buy new ones and put the right ones in. But I just got everything done today, and I wanted to go ahead and get this on here, and later on I'll take them out one at a time and put the new ones in, and then once I get all the new ones in, I'll torque everything down correctly. So I'm gonna run around putting all these in now that I've got them started. Okay, so I got everything hand tight. Like I said, I'm going to replace all the bolts later. I went ahead and put my grease fitting piece on here, just hand tight. I just don't want to lose it.
Ooh, be careful.
What?
That block's sliding.
Yeah. If you get your fingers in between there, I think. I'm not certain how this all works. Like I said, I've never dealt with a pull-top clutch before, but if I get my finger down in there, those blocks come out, I'll be counting to 9 for a little while. So, I think my clutch is centered now, for the most part. So now, there we go. Pull my centering tool out, and I think, yeah, it looks pretty well centered. So I did put a new pilot bearing in there, because, you know, that's not something I want to worry about later, even though this one was probably okay. I mean, I don't see a single problem with it, but it was $13 to buy a new SKF one. So that's in there, clutch is on there. We are pretty well good to go. I did test the starter, like I said in the short video, and it turns the engine over real well. And we're pretty well to the point that I'm going to start looking at connecting a transmission up to this thing. As soon as I get them bolts changed out, I got to take my exhaust and everything back off and kind of finish everything up. And I'm going to ceramic coat some of it with some ceramic coating I got. Probably won't work all that well, but we'll see. And then I'm going to wrap it too. Try and keep some heat in the pipes. And then I'll clean the top of the motor up a little bit. Finish my fuel rails and my injectors and all that good stuff. And guys, this motor's starting to be just about done, I think.
Don't let them lie to you. The wrapping, it's not about keeping the heat in the pipes. It's about hiding the welds.
Maybe. That might be so. And I realize nobody's looking at us right now. They're looking at this because I'm up there. So, guys, thanks for watching. If you want to keep following this build, you can follow us on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and right here. Right here's the important one right now. So, if you guys don't mind, hit that subscribe button.
Bye.